Hi, welcome back, guys.
Welcome to another episode of Pumped Up Tea. I'm Taylor.
And I am Sarah.
And if I look like I am in distress right now, it is because I am. I've been working quite a lot over the last 2 weeks, and the next week and a half, probably 2 weeks, is going to be quite a marathon. So I am quite tired.
Yeah. I'm having a crisis of the mind. So we're just both a hot mess today. Ignore, it's fine. We're cool. We're here.
Yeah, we're here.
We're hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
We have thoughts. So let's just get into it. I don't have any tea except for the fact that Lala's having a girl.
I will address the elephant in the room, though, and I will say that we were supposed to have an episode video come out last week. It was episode 9. We're in our 10th episode today.
What?
Weird.
I know.
But Riverside sucks as an app,
yes.
and, I will continue editing the way that I like to, and we're going to find a new way to have guests on our pod.
Yes.
No big deal.
Yes. It was very fun having Erica on the vlog with us. The vlog.
Oh my God,
pod.
she's so fun.
I'm tired. Yeah. I don't know words anymore. Anyway, that was really fun. We'll have more people on the pod because this is a hoot and a half.
This is a hoot and a half. I feel like we are two hooty hoots. And,
oh yeah, we that share a brain cell, especially today. I have a feeling today of all days will be an exceptionally shared brain cell.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really take any tea of the week, guys. I'm sorry. It really was very redundant. The only real noteworthy thing I think was Lala's having a girl.
Lala's having a girl. Lala's just been hardcore spiraling since the reunion film.
Well, okay, I saw a theory on this on Reddit. Shout out to the Reddit user if you're listening and you know who it is. I forgot the username. I should have screenshotted it. But they said that it is so obvious that she really did get annihilated because she wouldn't be going this hard post-reunion if she knows that it didn't go in her favor. It's like that when you know something bad is happening, so you're trying to like campaign to like soften the blow and like get people on your side. That's literally what she's doing.
Oh.
And it's hysterical. Yeah. And a little annoying. Lauren from Utah.
Yeah.
Flip-flopper of the century.
Flip-flopper of
Taking
the century.
Sheena's crown. Someone check on Sheena.
The fan base is not too pleased right now.
Speaking of Sheena, I just have to throw this out there, okay? This meme, I meant to show it to you and I forgot. So for anyone who's not aware, New England had an earthquake last week.
Yeah.
We had an earthquake last week. And someone made a meme because Sheena was in New York. And someone said, did anyone check on Sheena? And she replied, and like in all seriousness, but it was actually just us making fun of her. Died dead. So funny.
Did you see the one for the solar eclipse too?
No, I only saw the earthquake one.
Somebody did a solar eclipse meme, and except the eclipse was Sheena's head.
Dead.
And someone was like, I'll bet it was Sheena's dream to block the sun or something along those lines. But it was fucking hysterical.
Oh my God, so funny. But I haven't been able to stop thinking about that earthquake meme. Has anyone checked on Sheena?
Has anyone checked on Sheena? I was actually not even around to feel.
Oh, I did.
Like I was at work. But
we
didn't really.
Foxwoods didn't get no.
We didn't feel any of it.
Mom in East Hartford. She's at her school in East Hartford. She didn't feel anything. I was literally in therapy with my therapist. I was literally in the middle of talking with her about something. I don't remember what it was, and I literally And I don't know if anyone that's listening has been in an earthquake. This is my first earthquake, okay? We don't get those here, okay?
Not often, at
New
least.
New England traded earthquakes and tornadoes for winter, okay? And I don't know who decided to, like, trade these, okay? But I didn't agree to it. I only felt it for, like, 30 seconds, but I was literally staring at my therapist, and all of a sudden, it literally moves like this. Like, you literally feel like you're sliding back and forth, where I always thought an earthquake was gonna, like, shake you.
Well, at least you were in therapy. Thank goodness.
I was literally, you
were already there.
I literally looked at her, and I was like,
I'm gonna need to unpack this.
I was like, was that what I think it was? And she's like, did someone hit the building? And I was like, no, I think that was an earthquake. And then we literally pulled up, her and I both pulled our phones out, pulled up the like earthquake tracker websites, because there's like a couple United States ones, and it wouldn't load because there was so much traffic to that site. And I was like, Taylor, we just felt a motherfucking earthquake.
Well, it's funny too. I was at work. I got a text from Max, and he's like, "I just felt the whole house shake."
Yes,
and I was just like,
But it's not even shaking, though. It literally feels like it's like you're moon gliding. You literally feel like you're swinging back and forth. Like, I always thought an earthquake was literally gonna like shaken baby syndrome me. No, you're gliding. It was weird. It was so cool and so weird.
But so I was like, go check for like any trees down, because we got the woods back there. So I was like, maybe a tree fell or something. I got a little nervous. Go check on the dog.
Right. I know. I felt so bad. Poor Bubby was home by himself.
Oh, dude, Roxie wasn't even phased.
Oh, no.
She gets phased by, like, the slightest rainstorm, and yet an earthquake did not phase her.
This is fine. This is fine. The house is falling down, but this is fine.
Everything is good.
I mean, clearly the house didn't fall down. We're still here, but yeah, that was quite the newsworthy. Sheena felt an earthquake. 4.8. But anyway, okay, so back to the purpose of this vlog.
This vlog.
The vlog. What is happening?
Sarah's in, like, vlog mode right now, I guess.
Sarah is in Delulu land. Sarah is not here. Sarah's spaced out. Sarah's gone.
Space cadet.
I'm space cadetting. I am unhinged today. I'm having a day.
Oh, but I did just remember some more tea for the week. I believe it's come out that Miss Anne has, on the low, been hired by Ariana Madix, but not to be her assistant, but to work at Something About Her.
Interesting. I didn't see that.
So she had kind of low-key, like, made a little announcement on, like, her little podcast tour. So
love that for her.
That is exciting. Team Anne.
Team Anne.
Hashtag save Anne.
Yeah, so, like, it was nothing, there was nothing other than, like, I felt like Lala's Baby that really, and Ariana closed out on Broadway.
She just had her last show.
She had her show last on the 7th. So those are the only really two things that felt like, otherwise I feel like I'm rehashing the same drama that we're about to rehash here. They have not grown in 9 months, so everything is exactly the way it was before.
Everything's the same.
While they're bitching at Ariana for not moving on, they have not moved on.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll go straight into the episode here. But this was episode 11 of Vanderpump Rules, season 11. So we are really inching closer and closer to finale time. This is crazy.
So excited! I cannot wait for this San Francisco trip.
Oh my god! I keep forgetting that we still haven't. There's so many things that we remember, like getting hyped up for the season.
That's what I'm like. What is it going to happen? We did get the dual kiss. What's her name last night? Tori.
Finally. And then by the time it came, though, nobody gave a shit about it.
No, I literally didn't care. My notes, not one of my 6 notes. She took way more than me. We watched separately last night because she's tired. She's working hard. I didn't want to grace her with my presence last night. I'm a lot. But my 6 notes, not one of them is the Tori thing. One of them is just pens and batteries in all caps.
Oh my god. We'll get to that.
We'll get there, but that's my note for that scene.
I need to warm myself up.
Pens and batteries.
But we kind of pick up right back at the beach scene. Everybody's fighting. Ariana and Brock especially, because she's like reminding him, hey, I have every right to be pissed off.
Yes, and this was my note for that scene. Shut up, Brock. ... Pot stirrer.
Yeah, him and Lala at the same time. We're just stirring the pot.
Like, shut up, Brock. You have nothing to add to the conversation. It really pisses me off. Because they're like, angry, like, why, don't get angry. Why are you angry? Like, he's already gone. And I'm like, are you dumb?
I know it was already confirmed that Lala is, like, being a producer puppet. Like, we said this weeks ago, and now everybody's on that train now. Lala's a producer puppet. But I'm going to add Brock to that as well. It's very 100%. Very clear, very obvious that Brock
man
is also
absolutely making his. He's got nothing. He had nothing but the show.
Somebody's clearly finally getting a day rate.
He is, but that's the thing, right? You can clearly see that he's trying his damnedest to get a full-time cast member spot. Mm-hmm. He's no longer just Sheena's husband. He's trying to be Brock.
Yep. Davies. Yep. Brock Davies.
And I say no to that. Get the fuck out of here. You're Sheena's fucking Australian husband.
Payroll husband, as Charlie so well put it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. But, the Toms kind of separate from the group. They decide that they're going to go to the bar and meet up with a bunch of girls.
Oh my god, so cringy.
It's very, very weird and cringy.
So weird. It's so hard to watch them try and flirt.
But this is, again, where we see Sandoval feel the need to, once again, bring up the fucking pens and batteries the toilet paper and the paper towels.
I'm not kidding, guys. My note is literally in all caps. pens and batteries.
Who needs to restock on pens and batteries more than once a year?
Nobody.
Like, how many batteries are you
using? How often do you like change batteries in your remotes?
Never.
Literally, I don't think I've changed a battery in my remote in a long time. And I use my TV every day.
I can name one time that I have actually changed batteries in my remotes.
Yes. It's so weird. The things that he's like clinging on to that she's done wrong. It's so funny.
A rude awakening when she was by herself.
It was actually really funny because I watched with my mom last night. My mom I really should start writing down her comments when I watch with her because they are top tier, okay? Top tier. My mom literally, like, cracked up and she goes, "Your father says that shit all the time and look at me now."
Oh my god.
And I was like dead. And I was like, "Mom, you and Ariana are the same." Because like literally they're out here being like, "She'll be lost without me." And then it's like I feel like you need like a camera pan and just be like, Am I lost without you or am I actually thriving?
Alexa, play Wow, Look at Her Now.
Yeah. It was so funny. She had so many great comments last night. She's actually the one that called Brock a pop star.
Yeah, because he is.
I literally just said, "Shut the fuck up, Brock," and then she goes, "He's such a pot stir," and I was like, "I gotta write that down." Mom's on fire last night. Oh. Pens and batteries, that was her too. He brought it up again.
Not the fucking pens and batteries.
It's such a weird thing to hold on to.
Even producers were like, "You literally got lit up for this last year when you
brought
this
up.
That was
so.
Why
funny.
would you do it again?"
That was so funny. I love when they do that. They're like, "Bro, we're trying to like give you redemption, and you're
fucking it up.
You're fucking it up. You're fucking up our plan."
Like, we are trying to help you.
Yeah, and you're fucking up and bringing up the goddamn batteries.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Didn't she do a battery commercial?
Yes.
Love that for her.
She did a battery commercial. She did a trash can commercial.
She did a lot of commercials, and so that's why speaking of commercials, did you see the one on TikTok of the dog in her, like, reunion dress?
Yeah.
It's fucking hysterical. I love this for her. Anyway, okay, let's keep going. We're going to go off on, like, millions of tangents so we don't keep on
I would have loved, though, my only suggestion for improvement for that ad, Maya should have been the dog.
It should have been Maya.
It should have been Maya. But also we kind of get into this weird scene now where Tori just shows up, and how weird is it that I figured that, you know, maybe like she was just around to flirt with Katie and Tom. I did not realize that Sheena was the one actively trying to set them up.
That was I love
with
messy.
Both of them.
That's so messy.
Oh, very messy.
Love it. I love it. Now this is the kind of mess on the show that I'm here for.
I'm okay with
this type of messy is what I want. This is what we're all here for.
Oh, and I wrote because I don't know if you noticed it last night. Tom was drinking at the beach, so yes, I guess this was. I guess he was no longer sober.
No,
anymore.
But then he went to the bar and asked for
shots. Yeah.
Did he? I could have sworn said he wasn't drinking. Like maybe I fever dreamed it.
I have no idea. I don't know. All I saw was that he asked for shots. I saw him holding the little pink drink, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he's not sober anymore.
No, of course not. He was doing it for show to be in solidarity with his mistress, but now his mistress is not coming back.
And she don't want nothing to do with him anymore.
So now he doesn't see the point. It doesn't suit his narrative.
Yep. Yep. And then we get the scene that had been teased for the longest time. There was a blind item about it that was posted by Bravo and Blaze a long time ago. I think
Shout
when
out
they
to Bravo
filmed
and
it.
Blaze. I've seen them in our comments.
Love that
days.
bitch.
I'm obsessed. I
love
her. That she's commenting.
She has also been really good at just posting all of the archived content from last season as they were filming.
I ride or die for that girl.
She is great.
Oh, yeah.
But there was a blind item that she had posted from last summer where Tom was flirting with the girls at the bar. Ariana was with everyone else. Yes. And she was being consoled by the girls. Yes. And they had all the cameras out. Yes. The nachos were there.
The nachos and the clams.
We now got to live out what the blind item was about.
I love that
and this was being teased all week because this was kind of, I feel like, Ariana finally having her like breakdown moment.
Yes. Yes.
And it was rightfully earned because you know, I still feel this sense of discomfort at the fact that everybody's kind of forcing him on her. And then on top of that, they're like trying to, like, Brock in particular is trying to force this conversation. Like, he even said about it on the after show. He's like, well, I guess we were trying to have the conversation that we can't have. But this was like a really shitty way of trying to make the conversation happen.
Why is he saying we? This is not a we situation.
No.
Were you in the room? what is the we here? The conversation is between Ariana and Sandoval. There is no we. There's no we.
Well, according to production, apparently it's a we thing because you can't argue with production, as Anne so delicately put it.
Okay, well, I've said this for weeks now. There are some things that transcend the fucking paycheck and the production, and forcing that girl to be one-on-one with him is disgusting. Mm-hmm. It's gross. She doesn't need to speak to him. Get the fuck out of here with that. No. No.
And yet he's still riding hard for Ariana in the comments. Sheena said that in her podcast last week that her and Ariana are still good. Although I beg to differ because
I completely beg to differ.
What she said on Watch What Happens Live does not give me that impression.
No. Oh, no, she's playing both sides. No. Listen,
friend to all is a friend to none.
Yes. And listen, it's very obvious that Ariana is distancing herself from post-reunion. She doesn't really comment on their things anymore. She doesn't really like their things anymore. I don't think she was seen at all in the post of Lala's gender reveal.
No, she definitely was not invited.
I don't think there was a like. I don't think there was a comment. She definitely wasn't in the room.
Well, her boyfriend unfollowed Lala.
Good.
On Instagram.
Good.
So.
I've unfollowed Lala on Instagram. Oh, I unfollowed her like weeks ago. No, I unfollowed her on Instagram. I don't know. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I unfollowed her. I unfollowed Sheena. Yeah. You do not get, especially after Lala tried to claim that Ariana and Katie have like bought subscribers.
Oh, that was funny.
On their Instagrams. I was like, no, I'm definitely glad I'm out. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She's lost the plot. She's lost me. She's losing a lot of people on the interwebs. Reddit is flaming hard for her.
It's so funny too because even just the other day she put on her podcast, because Lala's going to talk on her podcast. Mm-hmm. Oh, she's like, you guys can say whatever you want. I don't care. Even though she's going to care when people have no way to watch her.
Did you, speaking of her podcast, I think that came about, she said that because the last 20 reviews on her podcast were 1 star. Someone posted them on Reddit. They were fucking hysterical.
Oh, that's
I was dead.
Funny.
Dead. It was so funny. It was so funny. So that's her comment. It's her holier than thou. I'm better than them. I don't need I stay out of the comments. I don't care about your negativity. Yeah, you do.
I'm just trying to bake a human.
Yeah, you do. Girl, you care so much. Nobody says they don't care unless they actually care. Be honest. You care so much, the people's perception of you. Your whole personality is built on this gangster vibe, and now people aren't going with that vibe anymore. And now who are you gonna be now?
Because nobody knows which side of Lala is the real one.
I don't think she has a real one. I don't think she's real. You know what I mean? She's not real. There's nothing about her that is authentic.
No.
There's absolutely zero about her that is authentic. And they were finally all seeing that. I've had hopes over the years that she was being more her softer sides and times where I was like, no, maybe this is who Lala really is. And now she feels like she can put her guard down and she can be, no.
Not even close. We have regressed.
No.
We have regressed.
There is no real Lala. Lauren from Utah is dead.
Speaking of, actually, while we're still going to be on the topic of Lala, but while we are still on the topic of Lala,
okay.
We finally, Max and I, in our Vanderpump rewatch.
Ooh, okay.
We are now a few episodes into season 10, and sure enough, this was a great reminder that they were filming season 10, 7 months post-breakup between Lala and Randall.
Wow.
And Lala, here we go, was
Lala.
Cutting off Schwartz for going to play pickleball with Randall. 7 months post-breakup.
Fucking hypocrisy. Oh.
And you know who was there? Oh. And you know who was there to listen to her rant about it? Ariana and Katie.
Mm-hmm. The fucking hypocrisy of this...
And you know who said no wrong about her in their interviews at the reunion about how she should get over it? Ariana and Katie.
Yeah. The fucking...
But they didn't have her back. Nobody had her back in return, apparently.
Bullshit.
Ridiculous.
Bullshit.
So, while we're still on the topic of Lala, apparently Lala and Joe went to go get some wieners.
Gross.
I can't imagine a world where Lala and JoJo, Lala and Joe. I can't imagine a world where those two would ever actually like be friends and hang out.
Because there is no world that they're actually friends and hang out. Lala is doing this because she's a fucking producer plant.
Yeah, exactly. Because all they really wanted was to get out of Joe to say that she knew about the affair. And Joe, because she rides so hard for Schwartz, continued to deny that she knew anything and said,
well, how was I supposed to know that they were...
I figured they were broken up.
Bitch!
You were out here basically double dating with them.
Get the fuck
and she's
out
like,
of here.
I wasn't even paying attention to them. I was just looking at Schwartz. So you mean to tell me that while you guys were all in the same vicinity together, you were just never looking at Raquel and Tom at all? You were just looking at Schwartz like...
Okay, here's my thing, though. Hold on a second. I have a counterpoint to this Joe
counterpoint.
I have a counterpoint. She's saying that she thought they were broken up. So you're telling me that Joe was never around Tom and Ariana as a couple?
Yeah. Didn't she, like, open up a group message between the three of them, the four of them?
Yes, I'm calling bullshit. You thought they were broken up? Bullshit.
And she's like, I love you all so much.
Bullshit.
Blah, blah, blah,
there is no way in hell that Schwartzy didn't bring you around to pool parties and shit at the Sandoval home, and you didn't see that they were still... Bullshit. She's just pissed off because now she's getting flamed on the internet. And Ariana's calling her out in the confessionals because you helped facilitate an affair, and it doesn't go well with your female Schwartz, I don't really care vibe.
I'm not like other girls.
Oh, she is completely, I'm not like other girls. Get the fuck out of here. She's a pick-me like Billy Lee.
This is literally why, though, Joe is never going to be welcomed in the friend group.
I said this was it last week, the week before? In what world is the ex-wife supposed to be your friend? In what world is the woman whose life you helped ruin by helping facilitate an affair supposed to be your friend? Like, are you Delulu? That's also
Delulu.
Speaking of, my note on here is Joe is Delulu, and it's in reference to something else. But
Joe is Delulu.
Joe is Delulu. She's Jolo. Jolo. Oh my god, it's been a long day, guys.
I'm gonna start like referring to her as Jalo from now on.
It made me like, where the fuck is that from?
That is hilarious.
But no, she's fucking Delulu.
I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit too,
It's okay.
but something tells me she might not be that great of a stylist after watching the scene of her dyeing his hair. Oh, also, again, Bravo and Blaze. This is why you're the fucking best. She pulled out the archives. And there was a story from Jax Taylor.
Hair.
Yeah. Right? I was like, so he went through 2 bleaches? He looked ridiculous.
I cannot tell you how hard it was to watch her bleach his fucking hair.
I keep seeing that stylists are like seething.
It was... Listen, I am not a master stylist, okay? I have not been doing this for a long time. I've only had my license for a couple of years. Like, I'm not out here trying to claim that I am an expert, okay? But I know the basics. You don't fucking do the roots first. She literally put the bleach on his scalp first.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then she went and toned it. And
that's why he was burning.
No, he had it on his scalp for too long. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then she was at the bowl, and she was purple shampooing, which is fine. All she needed to do was purple shampoo, because he did come out yellow. But his base color is brown. And as James said in his confessional, he does dye his hair. It's very obvious that he's dyeing his hair. Which, go off. Do whatever you want to do.
It's fine. He's 40.
I don't give a fuck. If you want to dye your hair because you got grays, do it. I don't give a shit. Most stylists don't give a shit. We're getting paid to do it. But, like, that's all she needed to do. I don't know what fucking toner she put on him, but he went back to... He was, like, a level 7. She toned him so dark. That's why they had to do it again. Because she toned him so dark. I'm not sure if what they did in the apartment, because I did briefly see that clip, if they re-bleached him or if they just kind of stripped the toner out.
I'm convinced that she did it on purpose just to fuck up his hair so nobody would want him.
But it was just so weird. I literally was watching that and I was cringing so hard inside. And then I went on the internet to see if other stylists that are Vanderpump Rules fans were in like the in the Reddit thread of like the live episode. And I was like, thank God I'm not alone. It was so bad. And the fact, this is the thing too, is that the person that was doing the hair next to her in that chair, I don't know if you noticed her face, but she had stylist panic.
Yes, I did notice that.
That was stylist panic. She looked over at Joe and went, "Oh, how's it going over here?"
She's like, "Oh, can I help you?"
How's it going over here? That was very hard to watch. Incredibly hard to watch. I wanted to like jump through my TV screen and like.
Lord.
Also, if you're gonna put your work on the national television, Joseph,
Joe, my gosh,
Joe, my gosh, Jalolo, Jalulu,
Jalo.
what did I say? Jalo. Like, at least do it properly. And if you don't know how to bleach men's hair properly, look it up before you do it.
Or at least somebody help you. There was a whole salon filled with people.
I don't know how you do. That's like, it's like 101 in cosmetology school when you're finally allowed to do bleach, right? We call it lightener. We're not supposed to call it bleach. When you get to do that, which is not right away, mind you. I don't know what's like in every state, but here you weren't allowed to do it until you had a certain amount of hours under your belt, right? Like, it's pretty regulated in school. Like, the number one rule they tell you from the get-go is, like, do not put it on the scalp first. That shit does not go, because you're going to get hot roots, and you're going to ruin the hair. You got to
Lord.
because this is getting the heat from your scalp, and that's why it burns and it itches, because it's over-processing, because your head is hot, right? So if you're doing a bleach out like they did on Schwartz, you start with the ends. Let's see, they take my little piece of hair. You start from, like, here down. And then once you've done the whole head like that, then you go in and do the roots. Because by the time you're done with the roots, everything else is done. Because the roots have heat. There's heat from your head, right? It's helping it process faster. I don't know how she doesn't know that. Or maybe she's just lazy. I don't know. I don't like bashing on other stylists, but she really, every time she's doing hair on the show, I cringe.
Yeah, she clearly did not do a good job. Okay, so we go into the scene where Lala and Sheena go to the clinic because Lala's about to start her IUI stuff. And I didn't like the confessional that she did, talking about how, you know, she doesn't want to have to split her child and, you know, she'll have a kid that's hers 100% of the time. So my note here was, Lala must not realize that while she may share custody with Ocean, she's still hers forever.
I'm waving the red flag. This is not red, it's pink. I'm waving the red flag, okay? The alarm bells are going off. My mom watched that scene and she went, "Oh shit." And I was like, "Yeah, Ma." Yeah, she goes, that's
Ocean is gonna see that one day, and she's gonna be like, "What the fuck, Mom?"
Well, it's gonna all make sense to her. She's gonna realize I've said this. That is the creation of a golden child scenario. 100%. We're setting up this kid to be the favorite, and poor Ocean is gonna get shit because she has to share her. And I've said that Lala needs therapy, not another baby. But she doesn't believe in therapy. Your response to having to share custody with your ex-fiance is not, "Let me have another baby that's just mine." It is, "Let me go to therapy so I can be a better parent for my child in this devastating co-parenting situation." Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Ridiculous.
That whole scene grossed me out. The entire scene grossed me out. I didn't like it. My mother didn't like it. Okay, my mom's the best judge of character I've ever met in my entire life. If she's calling that shit out as a red flag, she ain't wrong. And I guarantee you in a couple years, we're going to already start seeing the difference in the treatment between the two kids. Because she's going to go, "Well, Ocean, you get stuff from your dad, too." Mm-hmm. "Well, Ocean, you also get to go to your dad's." Mm-hmm. "This girl doesn't have a dad. I'm all she has." Yep. "You have two parents. She only has one."
I am both parents to this child.
You have extras that she doesn't.
And you have other siblings with him, and blah, blah, blah.
It's gross.
Very gross. So we have two different things going on afterwards. Oh, actually, before I do go into the next scene, I'm not going to go too deep into it just because we don't have that much time. But obviously, they once again, Lala, Sheena, decide they're going to rehash the issue about the house within a day after consoling Ariana.
Gross. It's so gross. You're sitting there kissing her hand, consoling her, telling her that I'm in your corner.
It's giving two-faced.
And then you turn around the next day, "I don't want to hear about it anymore." Oh, so her pride is making it so she can't leave the house? Both of you, shut the fuck up. Disgusting. I don't think I even wrote anything for that scene because I was, like, seething. Yeah, I have no notes for that.
But when they did go out on their girls' night, I will say that I did love watching the hot girls strut to the bar. I just wish that we got that under better friendship circumstances, you know? It would have been way more powerful.
Way more powerful.
So while the girls are at girls' night, we will go a little bit into that, but we'll do a quick pivot to the singles event at the Mondrian, because let's just be real, no good happens at the Mondrian.
Oh, I have a note for this.
Yes.
Joe is Delulu. He literally went on a date with someone else.
Yeah. Oh, I meant to say something about that scene too. Joe made a comment about that. She's in the friend group, but how come she's not getting any shit? Because Jello, Tori is not actually in the friend group. Tori also did not help facilitate a 7 to 8 month affair.
Boom.
So
It was gross. It was stupid. It was pointless. But the only note I had for that scene was Joe getting upset that Schwartz was flirting with other girls. Baby girl, he literally went on a date with somebody else the day before. Like, are you Delulu?
yeah, Joe's Delulu, and I love how she's like playing with like Schwartz's hair while they're all sitting over there as if she's like trying to claim him, you know?
Yes, and then using it as a, well, this is my work. No,
Yeah.
You're marking your territory.
I will give Joe the benefit of the doubt, though, because she did say in her confessional that she was under the assumption that they were only going to this singles night in support of Sandoval,
yes.
because I can believe Schwartz saying some shit like that.
Yes.
And then trying to be all like, oh, well, you know, we're here and we're both single and we're having a good time. Let's just have a good time, Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think they keep going back and forth between the Mondrian stuff, and Joe basically just gets so fed up that she left, which good for her. She should have. She never should have gone with him in the first place.
No.
And then the girls are having their battle, Lala and Katie, because, of course, because production is going to produce. Lala told Katie that she did go out with Joe for one-on-one, and, you know, Katie's obviously, rightfully so, like, why the fuck would you do that? And she's like, because I'm soft now, Katie. But it's like, you're being soft to literally everybody but like, your best friends.
My note on that was, Lala won't deal with Katie being crazy, but expected everyone to deal with her crazy.
Yep.
You won't deal, sorry guys, you won't deal with Katie being crazy after her divorce and you canoodling with the woman he slept with after. Like, I don't care that Katie was sleeping with other people. I don't give a shit, okay?
She is a hypocrite.
A hypocrite. You expect everyone else to fall on bended knee for you, to shoulder your burdens, to fight your battles, to stand by you in your ultimatums. But when we ask the same of you, I'm sorry, I can't do it.
I'm glad I did this.
I'm soft.
Yeah. I'm glad I did this before, like, hours before the episode, but I did put a poll up on the Instagram.
I saw that.
Because I was curious.
Yeah.
After all of, like, the talking Lala was doing, I was like, you know what? This would be a really good time for a poll. Who's the bigger villain this season? And I made the options: Lala, Sandoval, Sheena, and Brock. And Lala
overwhelming
blew everybody out of the water.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, after everything, obviously we didn't really see much of a resolution after girls' night. And I feel very annoyed by that. I feel like every time they go into these scenes so we can watch people fight, we don't see the resolution.
I don't think there is one, though. That's why.
We don't, but I would like to know how these girls are ending the night every night.
Well, she
when they
said
get
it
into
in
these
another
fights.
scene, right? Lala left and she asked Sheena if Sheena had stayed, and she goes, no, I left right after you.
Paintball, right.
It was at paintball.
Which, by the way, why was Lala at paintball?
Because Lala's a producer plant and she can't pick a side.
Yeah, clearly. Because I was going to say, because obviously Allie was there because James was there, and Sheena was there because Brock was there. Lala is just there. Lala's just there.
Because she's Sandoval's buddy now. She's soft now. We have to be nice to him.
She's so soft. Yeah,
we
so
have to
soft.
Move on.
Except for when it comes to Katie and Ariana.
Get the fuck out of here.
And then we go to the end of the episode, and I might be regretting this next week.
Okay.
But Schwartz and Joe are having, you know, their little one-on-one. And I said, good for you,
That's
Joe.
what I said. My Joe is my Joe.
My Joe.
My note is
my Joe. My Joe.
My note was poor Joe, and then clapping emojis because she stood up for herself. About damn time.
Good for her.
Yeah, about
Good
damn
for
time.
her.
He strung her along long enough.
Yeah, and it is kind of crazy to see that she does not have any of her pro Schwartz posts on Instagram anymore. So something tells me that this friendship is either over, or they're gonna start waiting for season 12 to spark up some drama.
Or something happened at the reunion that really cemented the end of the friendship, because she is at the reunion.
She is at the reunion. Oh, maybe. Oh, solid point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Because those posts were up before the reunion.
Yeah.
And nobody knows when they came down.
Nope.
Oof.
Ooh, now the valley time.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll go straight into the valley.
Yeah.
the Valley is doing this weird thing where they would end an episode with a big fight, right? That's going to be like, oh my God, what's going to happen?
Because they need viewership.
But then they just breeze through it in the first 5 minutes of the
because
episode.
they got to suck you in for next week. They know they have no guarantee for you to come back.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But pretty much they kind of pick up on the arguments that they were all having from the week before. Reminder, Kristen basically brought up or repeated a conversation that Zach and Brittany, or not Brittany, but Janet supposedly had about Michelle being a racist and a Republican. And yeah, weird. Apparently there was a conversation that was had. I guess Michelle was an advocate for the Don't Say Gay bill.
Ew.
Yeah, so, but
Gross.
Something got lost in translation where she is a Republican, therefore, I guess somebody else came to the idea that because she's a Republican, she must be racist.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. The pipeline from Republican to racist is pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward.
Right? I've yet to meet in the year 2024 a Republican that is not slightly homophobically racist. So, anyways, the call is coming from inside the house.
It is. So I think the issue then became that nobody else at the house was owning up to that part of the conversation to say that something was said. So it basically came everybody against Kristen.
As it always does.
Yeah.
It's always everyone versus Kristen. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's funny because Jesse, I made a note here saying, in quotes, Jesse was saying, I'm not being an asshole about it. Jesse, whilst being an asshole. So, I don't even remember what that was for. I was just writing these notes so fast. And honestly, this episode was really, just like the rest of the episodes, were not all that eventful.
No, which is wild to me why Lala and Sheena are putting all their eggs in this very doomed basket.
Yeah.
This basket's hanging on by a thread, man.
Because they probably are under the delusion that they're probably going to save the show and bring their viewership over to the Valley. But it's funny because by the time the season ends, everybody's going to hate them.
They literally don't have viewers. No one is watching from Lauren from Utah anymore, where she's from Medusa or whatever the fuck she's from.
Medusa.
No one's watching for them anymore. So I'm watching for Katie and Ariana.
Yeah. Listen, it's getting very hard to watch now, and they're going to wonder why. But there was a moment, too, where Kristen was even like, I guess she started carrying on as if like somebody else brought up the racist topic, but Kristen was the one who brought up the topic. Of course, so that was pretty funny. And then I guess later after the whole group disperses, everybody kind of separates and Zach and Kristen talk about said conversation. And one thing that bothered me, and I made this note, so Zach is admitting that he said something to Kristen. Why didn't he just admit it at the dinner table with everybody else? I'm a little confused.
Because he doesn't want...
They don't want the flack.
They don't want the flack.
And the fallout.
Yeah. Because they're fucking cowards. They'll say a lot of shit behind someone's back, but then when they're asked about it, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Okay.
But Brittany and Jax actually go into Cruz and his, I guess his problems with speech, and that he basically started off saying a bunch of words, dad, mama, whatever, and then all of a sudden he just regressed. So now he's in speech therapy.
Which is pretty common for, with autism, I believe, for them to just
sounds about right.
Stop. Yeah. Speaking of them, there was a video surfaced. One of the Valley girls posted it. Pretty shady if you ask me. Jax changing Cruz's diaper on the bar.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
And it was the way I think it was Janet that posted it. I think it was Janet.
I had no idea. I don't really follow any of them.
One of the Valley women posted it, and it felt so shady.
Oh my gosh!
Why are you posting that? They're like fighting with each other while changing Cruz's diaper. I'm surprised. Jax knows how to change a diaper.
Right? Shocking.
Yeah.
Brittany also says in her confessional that apparently her and Jax really only had sex twice in the past year, which confused me because on Watch What Happens Live, she said just last week that they hadn't had sex since she was pregnant with Cruz. So which one is it, Brittany?
Watch What Happens Live. She's saving face on the Valley and being honest in interviews because... Which I think is really dumb. Just stick to one storyline.
Yeah.
Just be on. Also, some of the things that she says, I like you couldn't pry out of me, and like waterboarding. Like some of the stuff that she's like outed this week about her marriage and relationship, I'm like,
oh yeah, she's been also saying a whole lot.
I would be taking that shit to my grave.
Did you see that she was on the cover of Us Weekly?
I didn't know.
And I was like, oh, somebody better check on Sheena.
Oh, check on Sheena. She's always wanted to be on Us Weekly.
She's always wanted to be on the cover of a magazine. I'm telling you.
Someone check on Sheena now that Ariana is a host, because she's always wanted to be a host.
Oh, yeah. Always. Always. So that's why I was like, uh-oh. Brittany's going to start getting some opportunities. Everybody's going to start getting mad. Mm-hmm. But I kind of like seeing this glow up for Brittany. Like I said, I want to see Brittany and Katie on a show together, living their best single lives. That's what I care to see. And if Ariana could be in it too, that would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I still don't care about Brittany. I think she's a terrible person.
Dad's Day at the county fair. So it was Jax, Danny, and I believe Jesse. And they basically all brought their kids to the fair. Mm-hmm. Cruise. Mm-hmm. Tried picking up a bunch of animal shit. It was,
that's so funny.
That's pretty much all I got out of it. Oh, and the men are basically talking about how often they have sex with their wives. So I turned to Max because he was watching with me, and I was like, is this what you guys do? Do guys just get together and talk about the lack of sex between you and your partners? Like, I'm confused. And he's like, no, we don't do that.
No, decent men don't do that.
Decent men don't
do that.
And then I guess later on in another scene, Brittany and Danny are staging a romantic date night for Kristen and Luke while they're out. And Brittany's just kind of like, why wouldn't Jax ever do this for me? And because I guess this is again when the topic of separation is probably starting to circulate in her brain.
He literally doesn't give a shit about you. He has never given a shit about. She said this week, this is one of those things that is like one of those I would have taken to my fucking grave.
I think I know what you're about to say.
She was like, I go and I drop Cruz off and I clean the house. I really should stop doing that. Girl!
Oh, this is not what I thought you were going to say.
Girl!
You know what else she said?
What else?
Jax should have married Stassi.
Yes.
And he liked it.
Yes.
And then he unliked it.
Someone said Jack should marry Stassi. He liked the comment, and then he unliked it after Brittany found out that he liked the comment. And then her reaction to that was like, I think it was something like, oh, whatever. Like, she was very just like nonchalant about it. Again, run. This man is liking comments about wishing he married somebody else. Somebody who doesn't even give a shit about him animore.
I was going to say, they were so fucking toxic.
Not even that.
Like, she was even Stassi was toxic with him.
Yes. But not even that. Like, she doesn't speak to you anymore. She doesn't give you the time of day anymore. She wouldn't even be on a show with you anymore. And you are still holding a candle for her.
This man needs to be by himself.
This man needs to be institutionalized. I don't know.
With Sandy.
With Sandoval. Put on an island with, like, Sandoval and Schwartz. And the three of them can just, like...
They could just live on their own little island.
Yeah.
Kristen and Luke come home. They just want to go make babies, and that's really all this show is for them.
This sounds very boring.
I'm telling you, dude, this show is not fucking selling me. I don't know why people are so obsessed with it. I don't get it. Like, I get it. Maybe if you're a parent, I guess that's something that makes you want to enjoy it a little bit more. But like, other than that, I don't fucking get it. I don't understand the appeal. It sounds
very boring.
There was a point earlier in the episode too where Kristen and Luke, I guess, talk about where they want to eventually settle, and it's very clear that Luke does not want to live in California, in LA.
Honestly, though,
he wants to live in LA. He wants to stay in Colorado,
as he should.
Kristen's just kind of like, no, I only just moved. I don't want to move again, and I want to still be in LA because obviously you got a show to film.
Well, then why are you planning on having a baby? Like, these are conversations you need to have before you start trying to reproduce.
I think Kristen at this point just wants to have a baby just to have a baby.
Oh, absolutely. It could,
like what Lala.
It could be a squirrel and she's going to have a baby.
Not a squirrel. Squirrel with a pussy.
Yeah, I'm glad you caught that.
I didn't even watch what the preview is going to be for next week. I really don't care. I'll still watch it because maybe
one of us has to.
One of us has to. Maybe one day something interesting is going to happen. But I just have zero hope for this show.
No, it's dead in water.
I can't. Everybody's separating and getting divorced, and I just don't see a future for it. I don't.
No, there is none. I think Vanderpump maybe's got one more season in her, and then that's it.
They're
done.
Cannot be.
They're done.
Anything else?
No, they're done because it's the same shit all the fucking time. No, the only two people that are growing are Katie and Ariana, and they're outgrown the show, which is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's the show's got one more season in it. I think they can get a season 12. It sounds like they're getting season 12 with the way Max was. Jeremy was talking like he's going to be on season 12. He sounds like he's going to be on season 12. They're going to pull him in to try and, It
sounds like Joe might be on it too.
Yes. So I have a feeling we'll find as soon as the reunion's over, we'll have season 12 news, but that'll be it. And 12 seasons for a show like this is
pretty impressive.
It's pretty impressive.
With the same ensemble cast for the most part. Yeah. Obviously, like give or take a few, but yeah, I don't think there was a single person that came in, I guess with the exception of Lala and Ariana, that was new and just stayed. Right?
Yeah, most new people left that same season.
Yeah, crazy.
Because they saw the crazy.
Well, right. Oh, God, that makes me miss Dayna.
Oh, my God. I love her. Dayna last week at that pool party when the Schwartz was like, how's the pizza? And her eye roll was epic. Yeah. Epic.
Katie.
More Dayna. More Dayna, less Lala.
More Dayna, less Lala, less Sheena even. I will trade in Lala and Sheena for Dayna.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to think of who else there is. How did we miss this tea of the week?
What?
Faith is suing Bravo.
Oh my God, you're right.
Faith is suing Bravo.
We're so dumb. We're really tired, guys. I'm so sorry. Yes, Faith is suing Bravo.
Yeah, Faith is suing Bravo. Good fucking luck to her. She's been trying to sue people for the last 5 years, I feel like, at this point.
Since like 2019.
Because 2 years ago, right? She's been she tried suing Lala for the knife incident.
She tried suing Stassi for Stassi's book. That didn't get anywhere.
Literally, she didn't even make it past the GoFundMe. And now she's going straight for Bravo with Rachel's lawyer. So, and then she started a podcast about it. So, again, with the Bravo alum thinking that they could just sue people in Bravo or Bravo itself and then continue to go on to a podcast and tell it all. What is the purpose?
It defeats the purpose.
Who the fuck is this lawyer?
That's why I'm laughing.
Approving this.
Because there's a dumb lawyer.
Who the fuck is this lawyer? I want to have a word with him, and I would like to be educated on why you think it's okay for your clients to just spew everything.
Go off. Sue Bravo. Bravo deserves to be sued for a million things. So go off, Queen. Sue the shit out of him.
I'll be shocked though if any of these lawsuits ever.
I doubt it. No, I don't.
Taking on a giant like Bravo is
you're
just
fucked. Yeah,
ridiculous and a waste of your money.
It is. Well, a lot of people are saying she's just doing it for the money.
Well, that's why. And that's why there's no merit to it.
Icky. It feels a little icky
because it's not like Stassi wrote anything that's damaging to her in the book.
No, and Faith has. I swear I've seen somewhere that Faith had accepted Kristen's apology. I think she didn't accept Stassi's, but I think that she hates Stassi more than she hated Kristen.
Oh, I saw a clip actually of Faith's podcast, and even she was like, I don't care to look at anything that has to do with Stassi. I don't really keep up with her or anything. That's so it's she does not it's also, it was in the way that her voice sounded. It was even keeled, but she's like, no, I don't fuck with that bitch.
Well, and that's totally fine. You don't have to. No one said you had to forgive them. They gave their apology and you were entitled to do with that apology what you will.
It's just been so many years at this point. We're probably coming up on what if it happened back in 2016?
Yes.
Well, now we're in 2024.
This is what confused me. I did see somewhere about it that she was talking about she was forced to share a room with Lala on a trip, and if I'm remembering correctly, and you guys can correct me if I am wrong, was this also is this the Hawaii trip where they were topless and cuddling in the pool?
Yes, there was.
Because that's what was confusing me, because it was you very clearly were friends with Lala, so what happened?
I guess time will tell. We'll see. We'll see what goes on. We still have yet to know what's going to be the outcome of Rachel's lawsuit.
Nothing.
We still don't know about a lot of the housewife lawsuits that are going on, so we don't know shit about shit.
No.
So.
No, and I'm not going to pretend that I do.
I think that was really it. I mean, like I said, the Valley is not interesting. The Villa, Vanderpump Villa sucks.
Oh, can we very quickly, though, talk about the absolute beautiful shade that Katie and Dayna did about Rachel's diss of them. And also the fact that Rachel's apology was probably something like, I'm so sorry that you were offended that I was on the best dress list. You know, like very similar to her apology in like the season 10 finale or whatever it was. Their response to that was fucking iconic. It was fucking iconic. I think I commented on our TikTok. I put like the skull emoji. I'm like, dead. Done. Gone.
I have passed away.
Passed away. It was so good. It was so good. I love them so much. They're my fave duo.
They talked about it too on their podcast actually that came out today. So they were just like, you know, Joe, tag us, add us, girl. This was a really bad form of shade. It feels weird too that Rachel would even encourage Joe to.
Is this Joseph Joe?
Joe, yeah.
This is
Jolo.
This is Jololo Joe?
This is Jololo Joe.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Joe,
I thought it was the same Joe, but I was just...
So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Joe basically did the scroll down of the article on her story, and she saw that Rachel was put in as best dressed or whatever, and then literally right below Rachel, Katie and Dayna were listed as the worst dressed, like right beneath her. And so Joe did this thing where she screen recorded going down the article and had a circle where it said best dressed and was like basically hyping Rachel up in a caption in the story. And then she scrolled down to the next one and showed the worst dressed was Katie and Dayna, and she held the screen there for a little bit.
Of course she did.
And so everybody clocked that. Okay. And it's like, damn, girl, I thought you were just bitching.
I thought you were trying to be friends.
I'm surprised that you were so hurt about being bullied, but were so quick to retaliate.
It doesn't make any sense. I just Whatever. Shout out to that response because that was fucking hysterical.
I'll go past it quickly because you know what? I too have been a petty female once.
I mean,
we've
all been petty one time or another. Everyone's got a little petty in them.
And we will be petty again at some point.
Absolutely, I will be. I'm an Aries. I'll be petty.
Okay, sorry, I won't do that. I won't do that to Katie and Dayna. Sorry, I love you guys.
We love you a lot.
Don't come after me.
All right, I think that's it for us, guys.
Yeah,
we're zonked.
We will catch you guys next week. Hopefully, my life will be back to normal a little bit. And
oh my god, guys! The next time you see me, I'm gonna be 32. Ooh! My birthday's on Monday.
Birthday, bitch. Yeah,
I'm old now.
I know. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Maybe I'll wear like a crown on our podcast that week. It's my birthday week.
We might as well. We'll do like a little birthday bitch.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers. Love you.
Love you.
Love you guys too.
And, listen, I forgot to do it again in the fucking beginning of the episode because I suck. But if you made it this far and you like what you see, hit the like button on the video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Pumped Up Tea. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Pumped Up Tea, and join the Patreon because eventually I'm going to be posting fun things that don't make it into the episode onto the Patreon.
And we have a lot of shenanigans that happen.
Oh, shenanigans.
Oh, I didn't mean.
I'm triggered.
Oh no, Sheena. But we're a hot mess. We get edited out, but we are a hoot and a half, guys.
Bye.
Bye.